We're spending the next 2 days in Arches National Park experiencing the most popular activities, from finding the most striking arches to getting lost in the fens and fiery furnace. We'll be hiking the top trails for the first time and sharing our real, authentic experiences as we explore our 11th national park on a road trip to visit all 63, starting with the iconic Delicate Arch.
Can you believe that this is the most photographed arch in the entire world?
There are over 2,000 named arches in Arches National Park, and today we aim to hike as many as possible, starting with sunrise at Delicate Arch.
We made it!
We could honestly stay here for hours admiring Delicate Arch, but we have many more miles to hike and arches to see. So let's head back to the van.
Can't believe we're already at our second arch of the day. This one.
Those 4 miles were a great way to start the day, but now we're on the Devil's Garden Trail, which is an 8-mile trail. Knowing us, it'll probably be pushing 10, but there's supposed to be a ton of arches on this trail, all the different offshoots, so let's see how many we can find.
We just got our first sight of, I believe, Landscape Arch, which is actually the arch that I've been most excited to see while in Arches National Park. Let's go see it. So one of the reasons why I was so excited to see Landscape Arch is because it is so long and narrow, and that doesn't happen very often. It's hard to come by in construction, which I'm an architect if you didn't know, and it's hard to come by in the natural world. So like, this probably isn't going to last that long in terms of the geology timeline, but this arch is, I believe, like a football field long, which is wild.
I think hiking here in Arches is going to be more of an adventure than a leisurely stroll.
Wow, that is crazy. This is pretty wild.
That was wild. This trail is like so adventurous.
That was tough. Very narrow, steep, tough.
But cool.
I think Partition Arch might have just overtaken my favorite arch. This is beautiful with the framing looking out into the landscape. Incredible.
This view is incredible. You get to see the Saul Mountains behind us as we're hiking this narrow ridge. Absolutely insane. We were just talking, like, this is actually probably an amazing view to get up really early for and have all to yourself. It's pretty busy right now, but that doesn't take away from the moment at all.
In addition to that, we're hiking on top of a fin, and you can see the fins behind me. They're just incredible. So like, this view, you have this like depth of field playing right now of like, you're so close, you're on the fin, you have the fins next, like so close to us, and then beyond that, like Elliot said, like the La Salle Mountains and these other mountain ranges, just for as far as the eye can see, and it is incredible. Such a pretty view. Honestly, I would argue that this is the best view in the entire park.
Arches National Park was first established as a monument in 1929 and has a 10,000-year-old human history. However, it's most famous for being the highest natural concentration of arches in the world. Similar to what we learned in our other national parks, this stems from the Colorado Plateau. You see, this area was filled and drained with inland seas almost 30 times over 300 million years. Each time, a massive amount of salt was left behind. The salt was then covered by layers of stone, which then cracked and became fins as the salt underneath eroded more quickly. Now that you have all these exposed fins, water and chemical reactions slowly erode through the more soluble layers at the bottom, creating the famous arches throughout the park. An insane, complex series of geological events all come together and create this impressive national park. This trail is insane. Every single turn, there's just another arch. And this is actually one of the highlights of the entire trail right here. Quite a few miles in the Double O Arch. Let's get a closer look.
Just going for that shit.
I feel like the thing that's most striking being here is that arches in general are far and few between in the world. And here we have two in one rock structure. Pretty incredible. Just off the trail, you can see what looks like small, hard ridges in the sand. This is called biological soil, and it takes decades to form. A critical piece to the local ecosystem, it is a source of life in the desert, impacting almost 40% of life here in Arches National Park. It can be easily destroyed, however, by walking off trail, so always remember to stay on trail and don't bust the crust. Farthest away from the parking lot, we've come to Dark Angel, this massive 150-foot spire that just jets out of the ground all alone. The last remnant of rock here at the end of the trail.
Whoa.
It's kind of hidden away.
Yeah, this is private arch. I've lost count. But it is very private back here.
It's an offshoot of the lesser traveled trail, which is the primitive trail, so.
Yeah, the
Not
primitive
people.
trail, less people, marked by blue strings on the trees, and difficult, as we are about to see.
It's quite the incline.
Yeah.
Slow and controlled. Trawler speed.
Trawler speed, no need to rush, slower than slow. Nothing wrong with sliding down in your butt.
Yeah, alright, catch.
No catching. You think you're funny.
We've made it back to the main trail. No more primitive trails. That was tiring. But we have two more arches on this trail, closer to the trailhead. After 14 miles of hiking today, we need to refuel. Let's drive to the next area of the park and prepare for some final, unbelievable arches, some of our biggest yet.
For dinner tonight, I was thinking ahead and I marinated some chicken in a Greek marinade and then had a really easy salad to go with it. So we have this Greek chicken in a yogurt marinade. We have cucumber and tomato feta salad and then some nice quinoa. And while we were waiting for the food to cook, I was doing my Junior Ranger book. Now it's time to dive in because we are hungry. Nice and flavorful and moist. Very good. Tomato, cucumber, and feta salad. Wow, that hits the spot. Some good homemade food before we hit another trail tonight for sunset.
For some more arches.
For some more arches. Today's the full day of arches. It's like one arch after another.
Back to it for the final trails and the final arches for the day. For the long hike of the day, we saw a lot of arches, but now we're going for the opposite approach, which is short hike and a lot of arches.
And a lot of arches.
These massive double arches behind me were once thought to be small potholes of water. And that water just over time swirled and kind of bore through the rocks over millions of years to create this. It's outrageous. Made it to our final arch of the day, turret arch. I can't believe we saw that many arches today.
I think we're at 13 arches in one day, which seems like a lot.
And that doesn't count all of the arches that we saw like driving and just kind of like off in the distance. We saw quite a bit more. There are over 2,000 arches here in Arches National Park, so take a lifetime to see every single arch. Fiery Furnace is the most exclusive hike in Arches National Park, and permits sell out in seconds. The hike is more of an adventure than a walk as you scale rocks throughout this maze of fens. Getting lost is almost a certainty. Today we're attending a ranger-led tour through this hidden area of the park as we experience our last day in Arches National Park. We are starting our tour with Ranger Dexter. He has designated Jen and I as some of the strongest hikers in the group. So we are at the back of the group just to make sure we all kind of stay together and kind of stay in a single file line so we don't disturb any of the habitat here. We just have a short hike through the sand and rocks until we get to the maze that defines this hike. The anticipation is palpable. Since we're at the end of the line, everybody relays orders back to us. The latest order was to take off our bags, and we're gonna be shuffling side to side, so might be a little bit of a narrow trail up ahead.
Bag off. Suck it in, suck it in. There's no sticking it out. This is awesome. You can almost like touch both sides of the walls.
Yeah, we
of
just
the fins.
We're quickly finding out that Fiery Furnace isn't just a walk in the park. This is crawl through arch. Let's give it a shot.
Elliot, are you stuck?
Well, be sitting down.
That was awesome. Fiery Furnace is already unlike any hike we've done before.
I think the most impressive thing about this hike is the colors. It is bright red in here.
This area is named Fiery Furnace because in the summer, the pillars of rock shine red with the sunrise. And in the afternoon, they are filled with heat waves, making the entire area look like a fiery furnace. Now that we're smack dab in the middle of Fiery Furnace, the trail is starting to get interesting.
If you have something in your bag that can break, don't just throw it down like that. And then you're gonna have one leg down, one leg forward, and then just kind of just scoot down. And then you care about your bag, don't be sorry, I don't care. Just kind of lean forward. You can either go on this rock over here, or this rock right here. You just kind of step up, and just kind of bounce up here.
It's an adventure. That looked worse than it was. A little exciting, but nothing too dangerous or adventurous. As we get deeper into the hike, it becomes more of a find your own path, but guided by the ranger. So you still need to stay single file so we don't disrupt the crust, but it's a lot of like scoot or lean, but always keep 3 points of contact. That's one of our rules at Joe and Joe's 3 points of contact ever since I fell off the boat and broke my arm a few years ago. Pretty cool. This is definitely an insanely awesome hike. You gotta be physically able to do it though.
This is awesome. We're gonna have hands on the walls, feet on another set of rocks, and be kind of almost like crab walking. Great job. That was your last time. Good job. Thank you. Okay.
I feel like having a ranger guided tour is what makes this more enjoyable because you don't have to think about like where you're going. There are not a lot of trail signs. You have to watch an informational video before you do the self-guided one. And looking at my all trails, it is just like boom, 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 boom. There's no GPS signal, so because it's all hidden by the fins. So spatial awareness is like I have no idea where I am right now. Just following along like a happy puppy, looking at these incredible sights and enjoying the journey, as well as the beautiful arches we're seeing along the way.
It's not all just how to scale the rocks. Ranger Dexter is also showing us some incredible yet fragile ecosystems. These small potholes of water might not look like much, but they actually contain a species that dates back millions of years. Fairy shrimp have evolved to allow their eggs to lie dormant for decades as they wait for favorable conditions. Scientists have even reverse engineered this process to create more shelf-stable medicine. Absolutely incredible. Just know that one touch in these freshwater pools can destroy this delicate ecosystem, so remember to leave no trace.
Surprise!
Oh, surprise. This has been the best hike that we've done in this park.
While we signed up for the range-led tour, the other option is self-guided. Getting lost on the self-guided tour is part of the adventure, so maybe next time we'll attempt it.
That was an incredible tour. Oh my god.
Probably the best attraction thing to do in the park. That was amazing.
Honestly, we were planning to go to Moab after this for maybe a beer, but definitely something good to eat. But we want to see more of arches. And there was one trail that's kind of piqued our interest. It's another lesser visited trail because you have to off-road to get to it. Should we do it?
I think we should.
All right, more trails, more hiking. Let's go.
Probably our last arch. Hi, Bear.
Time for our last hike in Arches National Park. I feel like the interesting thing after we've hiked in this national park now quite a few miles is things that maybe were daunting. Our first few hikes, like steep incline on slick rock, are now more commonplace. We learned to trust our footing and trust the process, and it's been smooth sailing.
What an incredible arch to end our time here at Arches National Park with. This arch is so large.
This is definitely one of the biggest ones we've seen. This is Tower Arch. Like, I assume it was named Tower Arch because of the giant rock, giant tower jutting out behind it. And we actually asked the ranger this morning how these arches are named, and basically whoever discovers them names them.
Name them however they want.
What a view to end on.
This trip has been absolutely incredible to Arches National Park. If you're planning your trip to Arches National Park, we have a ton of guides and resources available on our website completely for free. We hope you check them out. In our next video, we are going to our 12th national park and cannot wait before we do something very, very, very exciting. Probably the biggest reason why we started van life.
Thank you for watching.
And we'll see you next week.